Welcome back to 744 Ostrom. I'm here with my fellow basketball beat writer, Brett LoGiurato, and we're here following Syracuse's loss to Seton Hall on Tuesday night. So Brett, to dive right into it, Syracuse, this was one of the worst games that they've played in the Dome in quite some time, and this is also the third loss in a row. What's going on with this team right now?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it was the worst loss since 1998, more than a decade, 13 years. It's kind of ridiculous that they played this poorly in the Carrier Dome when, first of all, this is a really, I think we both agree this is a good team that started out 18-0, and it came against one of the worst teams in the Big East in Seton Hall, who they beat, in Newark. They scraped by, but they still beat them, and they just got really embarrassed in front of a home crowd tonight. And it was shocking, but I think to pinpoint where it started with the defense and the 2-3 zone that really, most of the players and I think Jim Boeheim said after the game that there were a lot of contested shots, so you have to give credit to Seton Hall, but at the same time, just the switch to man-to-man signifies that the zone wasn't working, and just in general in the last 3 games, in Pittsburgh, Villanova put up 40-plus points in the first half, and now Seton Hall put up 40-plus points in the first half, and this 2-3 zone is getting kind of shredded inside and out, and tonight it was outside.
It seemed like, we sat here a couple days ago and previewed this game, and we talked about whether or not Jeremy Hazel would really make an impact, because he didn't play in the first meeting between the two teams on January 8th. Syracuse, of course, won that game, and now Hazel comes out 28 points, and he looked like he'd be like a lottery pick or something out there. He was pretty incredible. Talk a little bit about him.
Yeah, he was on fire right from the opening, right from the get-go. I mean, he came down 15 seconds in, he gets the ball, and then 17 seconds in, Seton Hall already has its first 3 of the game, and that was just a complete reversal, because they went 0 for 17 in the first half and 3 for 26 in the team's last meeting a couple weeks ago. And, Hazel definitely got them going. He was the difference maker right from the get-go. And I think Kevin Willard Seton Hall's coach, said after the game that, when Jeremy Hazel's in there, everyone else looks better. And I think those words rang true tonight.
Yeah, it seemed like once Hazel got going, really opened up opportunities for the other players as the defense kind of focused on him a little bit. Heading into this weekend's matchup on the road at Marquette, Jim Boeheim talked a little bit about, the 4 veterans, Brandon Trish, Scoop Jardine, Rick Jackson, and Chris Joseph. Those are 4 guys that have really gotten Syracuse to where it is at this point in the season. Didn't really have their best showing. All 4 scored in double figures, but once again, this group wasn't able to compensate for the younger guys who have really struggled in the Big East season. What do these guys have to do to really get back into the way they were playing earlier in the season?
Yeah, I thought the most interesting part of Jim Boeheim's press conference tonight was when he, toward the end of his 8-minute press conference, he mentioned the names of Wes Johnson, Andy Routens, and Rinze Onuaku, and it's kind of crazy to me that 21 games in the season, he said their names after the second, third games, but 21 games in, and it's kind of, I think it's a little bit of a motivational tactic and a little bit of the truth, but I think mostly it's motivation for these guys to step up. I mean, he was basically saying that those 3 guys last year wouldn't have let something like this happen. There were 3 great college basketball players, and it seemed like he was challenging this core group of 4, these 4 veterans, to do the same. So they're going to have to come out against Marquette, and it's going to be tough because they're going to be on the road. It's a tough place to play, and I think it's on those 4 guys to step up and not let this happen again.
And I think that it's interesting to note that it's not like all 4 of these guys just all of a sudden have disappeared. Some of them have played well, but we haven't seen all 4 of them play well together during this 3-game losing streak. I think that that what Coach Boeheim was talking about is interesting to note. Moving forward, can all 4 of these guys get back on the same page and start playing the way that they were collectively as a group earlier in the season. Well, that's it for this edition, this post-game edition of On the Beat. Check back with us on dailyorange.com in the coming days, as we'll have a quick, complete breakdown of the Syracuse's road game against Marquette this Saturday. And until then, signing off.